Yeah, goodness.
No pride. It's almost like you were afraid it wasn't going to be well
It's
received.
alright. Well, actually I've got the shirt
Sorry,
on
the show
underneath,
wasn't
so that now that
received
it's
well,
good,
yeah.
I went through my t-shirt and one wardrobe change yesterday, and my hoodie.
It
and
has an
wardrobe
HD
change
webcam,
yesterday, so-
killer audio, and
Okay,
lids that
I
switch
think
to
we're
start
good.
every semester for.
Cool.
Okay, you can go now.
Yeah, but now
Hi,
nobody's
everybody.
But mostly,
Hello.
it helps them turn
There's a
moves
slide
on and off the court.
You wanna go ahead and meet you?
Oh, I get to start.
You do.
Kirk Jaques.
Yeah,
All that stuff.
all that good stuff. Yeah. Who are you?
Jason Fischer. I'm one of the producers.
Featuring
My name's
Windows
Lisa
7
Collins,
and
and
Windows
I'm-
7 Live Messaging. Call, click,
I'm Ivan Hayden, creator director at Divine, the series.
or chat at Dell.ca and discover how
Really
to
wanted
empower
to say
more
thank you
youth today.
very much for all your support in Kickstarter and the rest of it. We can't thank you enough. And we hope you enjoyed the show.
Okay, so those of us here at Winchester Bros, I hope you can hear us. We're going to be answering your questions that you put in the chat room. So
What's that godlike voice? Where's it coming from?
So let's see what the first question is. Well, first of all, we're asking about the quality. They're wanting to know, is there the quality? I think it's because they're doing the lower quality.
Okay. If you guys are experiencing jitters or if there's lower quality, it's probably got to do with to keep it secure and give you guys an advanced screening. We had to put it off of our servers. When we're actually on the website tonight at 7 o'clock, one of those lives, it'll be streaming through YouTube. So it should be a lot faster, and we will have the full HD resolution up there as well.
And they're also, asking about the sound, like when saying why they're hearing the sound differently than how the sound formatted.
The sound should, well, it would be stereo left and right channel. We do have it. It was recorded in 5.1, but it should be playing okay for you guys. What are you guys hearing weird?
Well, they're saying you guys are much louder in real life except for Kirk.
Oh, that's because I project from the diaphragm.
Can you say that online?
Yeah,
Yes.
diaphragm,
Yeah.
yes. I can't spell it online, but that's okay.
And let's see, they're saying that they can't wait to see it in full HD.
Sweet!
Yeah, looks
It's
amazing
so
in HD.
7 p.m. tonight. Once it's up, there's been a lot of questions and a lot of things that I've seen on Facebook and on the website. Once the shows are up, they stay up. So part of the ability to do this non-linear storyline is that you guys can go back and watch the previous ones and start to get answers to some of the questions. Every episode that we've done in designing it in the non-linear storyline gives you a little bit about the world, sets up some of the parameters about the supernatural and some of the the rules of the world. But every episode should leave you with a question at the same time as answering the question. So that's how we can get the non-linear storyline going, is because you guys get to keep going back and watching them again as you learn more.
And Tara Keyser wants to know, when will the next episode air?
The next episode 2, will be every week. We will be airing new content, not necessarily a new episode. Part of our program is Divine the series, which is the story, but it's also the behind-the-scenes stuff that you guys are seeing. Stuff sort of like the special effects makeup one, where we get into a little bit more detail. So every week there will be new content, but and I'm going to spoil it myself. Episode 2 will be up next week. Look at Kirk. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But that's the one with all the stunts. Woo! Fight,
What can you
filler,
say?
fight
Yeah,
shot, filler,
exactly.
fight
Talk,
shot.
talk, yak, get some.
Okay, they're saying it's a little bit hard to hear you guys, if you could, up from the diaphragm, all of you.
Okay.
Speak a little louder. Secret Butterfly says they definitely left her wanting more.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, and Tara Keyser says, tell the truth, Ivan, have you already started writing fanfic for Divine?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't. I've basically what we've been working on is the other 5 projects. That's the stuff that I've been writing, working on writing. Divine is really a proof of concept for Maple Blood Productions. We're hoping that we can get a deal with a company somewhere and create internet content, multiple projects at this level and this caliber, not all in this vein and this genre. There is one other comic book story, there's some comedy, and those are sort of what I've been concentrating on, but I will also say that my mind has been running down the lines of the prequel for Divine, which is more about what happens with him in the past, and in a 1-hour format. So I've sort of been thinking a lot about that just because it would be a lot of fun to do, but it's a little premature. Not that that's a problem for me.
Bardic Voice says she couldn't catch one piece of dialogue. What did Deacon Jim tell Father Christian to hold in his safe?
The holy water. He said, keep it close but out of the way. It's important, Father Christopher. Keep it safe.
It's like you wrote it.
It's almost like I know. Right?
And Clarity,
Our other Winchester Road.
Hi, Clarity.
she said she did actually note has a very artistic graphic novel look to it. Is that on
Yes.
purpose?
We were just asking you guys about that.
So she wanted to know if that was on purpose.
It certainly was on purpose. We've been trying to be very true to the roots of the comic book sort of nature where it came from. And I was actually just saying it was quite challenging to shoot it because when you draw something and you're drawing a picture, you can cheat the perspective. You can just, I just need the table to be a little higher, and I can make the guy's head a little bigger. And actually, physically doing it with physical cameras was fairly difficult. But I'm glad that it came through because we tried really hard for it.
And Tara Keyser wants to know, how is the search for backing going?
Well, we're waiting now to see. I mean, at this point, one of the things is the internet doesn't really have. I don't want to say respect. I mean, certainly, internet web series get a lot of attention, and with Reese and Sanctuary and the Guild and shows like that getting picked up and turned into broadcast and having such big followings, they're there, but the money people don't really want to talk to you until they start to see the big numbers coming in on views and hits. So once this is out, and Jason and I were just talking about this yesterday, we're like, now we can just concentrate on the marketing and getting it out there and getting funding and getting this picked up so that we can tell you guys the rest of the story, because it's a bit of a twist everywhere you turn on this story.
So watch it lots and tell your friends to watch it lots.
You shameless prostitute.
And speaking of the King of Shots, Bardic Voice James is well done on cheating the full Monty.
Oh, we didn't cheat.
And Secret Butterfly wants to commend you because she loves the credit design.
Oh, thank you. That was Mark Malosh and I. He's the visual effects supervisor. Sitting down, coming up with the logo, going rosaries and blood, and it needs to look like a comic. And yeah, it was fun.
Secret Butterfly says that she's pretty sure Dan can ask to serve you well.
I don't know how to take that.
Don't tell him that. He's 6'4". Did you guys see the behind the scenes video with the fight scene between Andre and Dan with Kirk, just doing the walkthrough for the fight scene? You see how giant those guys look?
Oh,
Kirk
yeah.
is actually a hobbit.
Do I have to show the furry
Yeah,
feet?
exactly. Like the furry feet, yeah.
So as of now, Nikki May 99 wants to know, how many episodes have you all filmed? And how many will there be in the short including the season?
So far we have shot 6 episodes. We obviously hope to shoot many, many more, just based on fan response and the ability to sort of fundraise and get more money and shoot more episodes. So the ball's in your court, guys.
Say shameless prostitute.
As
As opposed to a shameful prostitute.
prostitute.
We've shot 6 episodes to be our pilot program. Sort of taking a page out of the book of what television in Hollywood sort of do. They'll shoot pilots, get fan responses on things like that, and then decide whether they green light it, whether they need to change things or not. But ours is a 6-part pilot program just for this. We have 22 episodes in this story arc. There's 3 story arcs. We have another 26, I think, in the second one. Kirk and I was sort of bouncing it around, and I think to get into what would be the second season, we have about 26 episodes, and then there's a storyline for a 3rd season in this sort of this iteration of Divine. But as I said, there are prequel stuff and that sort of thing. So it's it really could be the opportunities to continue to tell the stories at any point in time can go, to the future, to the past, to the present. We have enough content to continue airing into 2012. What year is it? It's 11. Yes.
He doesn't get out
I don't get out
much.
much.
He's in a trailer.
But we have enough stuff to keep showing you guys stuff, which is the behind the scenes stuff. It's as important to us as the story, involving you guys in what's going on and really making the online experience something that you guys are partaking in the creation of it and understanding how we're doing it. And we have enough content to run us into next year. So although we only have 6 episodes of the story as the pilot program, for the full proof of concept for pitch and sales, we have enough content to show you guys something new every week until the new year.
Keep watching, please.
Bardic voice, Nancy says, she said she likes watching the background videos and enjoys your blog and learning about how things are done. She also, we discussed earlier, when she watched the opening credits, she at the beginning thought a slashing clause, then in retrospect, reconsidered this as a flagellation. So is that something, when you all first had that conceptualized, did you want to have people be unsure at first?
Yeah. No. One of the things that we're doing with Divine, and what I'm, the nonlinear storyline and all of these things, it's designed to get you guys to watch it again and see something new. So every time you look at something, once you see the next episode, you can go back and watch the first one and go, oh, I get that. Or, oh, okay, if he's doing that, why is this happening? And it's designed to keep you guys questioning what's going on, learning more, and coming up with your own questions about your faith, the storyline, society, and everything in between. So yeah, we've designed these things from start to finish to give you guys something to come back to and understand a little better.
And to be fair too, as you guys watch it more and more, you can realize Divine is a very layered sort of story. There's a lot of things going on that won't be really obvious right at first, and then as you're watching them, you're pulling pieces like that. So I think you're good.
And for the record, that's the only time he's ever fair.
Clarity says, since you aim to have this watched on the smartphones, etc., and since it starts with the F word and it has nudity, well, where it will be watched, would that be considered when you're writing the episodes?
If what you mean, like when it gets picked up and that sort of thing. One of the things, Jason and Kirk and I and even Nisha, we talked about that what's too far when you're talking about the internet. We have self-censored ourselves in telling the story and that sort of thing. There is no way to police the internet, and when you can go to www whatever disgusting thing you want to see.com, and I don't actually know if that's a real site or not. I just made it up. But
I'm sure it is.
probably is.
And we haven't seen
and
anything
we haven't
on it.
Ever. But when you can see anything on the internet, it's just a click away. What is too far? we're trying to be responsible in the stories that we're telling, but we're also not going to censor things just for the sake of censoring it. Just because broadcast TV doesn't have the F-bomb being dropped, on the internet and walking down the street in real life, we can hear the F-bomb be dropped. We're not going to be gratuitous about things. They're there for a purpose and for a reason, but at the same time, we're not going to censor what's really out there. I mean, there is evil in the world. There is bad things in the world, and there is swearing and these sorts of things. So our hope is that we don't have to do that. I mean, right now, while it's in our control and in our court, we're going to continue to make it the way we choose to make it. If someone comes along and picks up the show, then obviously we have to be responsible to whoever that person is. And right now on the internet, while it's our piece, we're going to give you guys a good, gritty, edgy show that you guys can be proud of and not feel like we're talking down to you, because that's not what anyone wants.
If you have downloaded it on your smartphone and you're watching it in church, headphones are your friend.
And Clarity just wants to clarify that with her name Clarity kind of makes sense.
Hey, more than just a clever name.
She says, I'm not offended, by the way, just curious. She's anti-censorship, and it is cool that you will use it judiciously.
Yeah, we're censoring ourselves. I mean, there's when I write them as I sort of envisioned them in the comic, and when Kirk and I, Jason, and everyone sit down and we start getting into how we're going to. Well, there was a big discussion about episode 5, bestiality, and the name, the title. Let's not, we really need to look at what we're doing. And when I write them, and when we sit down, we tend to take it further, and then pull it back when we start shooting, or when we get into the further levels of the script, where it's because we're on the internet and because anyone can see it. We want to be careful that we're not giving anyone ideas. We don't want to. We're just trying to make entertainment, but we don't want to, make here's a design book on how to fly a plane into a tower or something, So we're really just using common sense as our censorship and trying to be cautious and at the same time controversial.
Looking at that, Karen Caesar says she's curious about the decision to use the story in Catholicism was the other sisters saying like non-Christian or non-Catholic. Get into that a bit more.
I was raised an Anglican when I was younger, which is the Protestant version of Catholicism. High Anglican is very much almost the same as Catholicism. It's also something that I think in social circles, for someone to open a debate, to tell a story that's going to have a debate, the Christian-based religion is a little bit easier to discuss it by its design. But let me think of a good example here. What did I can't even remember what movie it was now. Damn it! There was a film that I saw, and it was about a young Jewish bank robber, and he was talking to his rabbi, and the rabbi was trying to talk him out of whatever he was doing. He said, "Look, if you're looking for forgiveness, the Christian church is down the religion. That's not going to fly here." So when we sit down, we want to have the discussion of faith. This is a philosophical debate that has been going on in Western civilization for hundreds of years, well, thousands if you want to even get back into the beginnings of philosophy. If God is all good, all powerful, and all knowing, how come there's evil? And getting into the Christian religion allows us to begin to have these discussions and get people thinking about it without. We're going to offend some people, but it gives us a framework. And I mean, there's been a lot of crazy, creepy things done in the name of the Christian religion too. So it does give us some dark background too.
And having said that as well, the framework that we're using is of course the Christian faith, but some of the issues that we're dealing with and some of the storytelling vehicle is a off of issues that we're wrestling with, whether they have, you know, a Christian religious sort of element to it or not. So you have to choose a framework.
Yeah. And of the big three religions, based around the same God, the Christian one is the one that, because of its forgiveness, turn the other cheek, and that sort of framework, that it allows us to have the discussions. And make no mistake, later on we get into the other of the big three. We grounded it with Christianity first, and we get into some of the other religious backgrounds as the story goes on.
Gardner Joyce says the opening episode definitely provides a hook. She's dying to learn more because right now nothing makes sense.
Right.
And it's obvious that there's a rationale and a backstory to learn. And right along with that, Lamilix, L-A-M-I-L-E-X, says she was impressed with how much story you managed to work in by not saying anything about it at all.
Nice.
Cool. Thank you. That's sort of the Kirk and I debate a lot what we can, and it was one of the things Misha's big discussions when we were getting ready to film was like, I think we might be saying too much. Let's drop this line and we'll just what can we say without saying too much? And one of the things about the show is every show needs to leave you asking as many questions as it answers. So we'll give you, every episode you'll learn a little bit more about what's going on, but it should keep you asking what's happening next.
And it's, I mean, it's a tribute to the vehicle of storytelling that we use too. I mean, Divine is an aggressive sort of story project that we're taking on. I mean,
Totally.
it really, as I said about it having layers, it has a really rich, interesting sort of story. And to tell it in 10-minute chunks is challenging.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it really is, and I think it's a tribute to the craft to be able to convey a lot of information in short pieces like that. And if I may, the other thing that's kind of interesting is, you know, with any art form, it's an interplay between the creative forces and the viewer and
Budget.
budget. But it is, and if we can tell a story and partially allude to it and give a nudge of the story to you, and then have you create an element of the story as well, to be involved in that, and to be thinking about it, reflecting and tying together the story. I just think it enriches the art form a lot.
So what he's saying is you guys are much smarter than we are. So if we leave it up to you, you'll tell a better story than we will.
See, I couldn't say that.
It's because he's the smart one.
Lamilix, so are there going to be any more behind-the-scenes videos? She loves seeing how you all make the series.
Absolutely. Behind the scenes videos are part of the show. Yeah.
There's your Twitter feed. Great feedback.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh, fantastic. We're
I haven't had a
very,
chance.
We haven't looked yet.
yeah, we're very, very excited to see what everybody has to say. So please let us know your feedback on the episodes. We will definitely be watching your comments. So
General comments are pretty intense. We're blown away. Loved it. Can't wait for more.
Nice. Great news. Thank you very much.
Colbera Hearts,
Hi. She's from Australia.
she says,
Down under.
Peanut, Geek, and NKK from the den say hello.
Oh.
the den.
They're blown away and they can't wait for the next episode.
Woo! Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for being up. It's like tomorrow or yesterday for you or something, right?
Thank you for time traveling.
Yeah. Yes, I've done it.
I mean, for those people actually that literally have gotten up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch our episode, I mean, we're so absolutely enthusiastically I can't talk, but we're just amazed that you guys are getting up in the middle of the night to actually physically watch our episode. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you. We tried to pick early in the morning here so that we could get everybody in the continent are we on? The North American continent.
It is 2011.
We tried to get a time that would get everybody in there, but we just can't do it all. But we appreciate it, definitely.
So there are hard shows at 12:30 a.m. So it's midnight, just after midnight here.
Midnight when? Yesterday? Am I back in time or forward in time?
The 27th, the 28th,
Oh,
Exactly.
time zones.
And Secret Butterfly says she can't wait to convince her dad to watch it.
Ah,
She's a
nice.
retired minister.
Oh.
I'll let you guys know what he thinks about
Oh,
it.
that would
Cool,
be great.
yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Barty Boy says she's glad that she had the power to be able to watch it because Hurricane Irene just got by.
Oh, and you're safe.
fantastic.
Good. Excellent.
And she said everything's fine. So.
Oh,
Nice.
Good.
Good
Very,
to
very
hear.
happy.
And Kennedy wants to know, you've gotten your take on what religious aspects inspired you, but were there any other media aspects inspired you? Movies, books, certain comics?
Well, Divine originally was is something that's been bouncing around in my head since I was about 14 or 15. So yeah, I'm gonna put on my time travel hat again. I'm gonna go back. I think back then probably Frank Miller graphic novels, Dark Knight, Ronin, movies back then. Blade Runner, Star Wars, obviously. Can't help it. Star Wars influences everything. I don't know. I mean, when we sit down, it's really more the biggest influence when Kirk and I talk story just before he beats me up. When we train Kung Fu in the morning, and it's usually a discussion of philosophy, and that was sort of how we started talking about Divine. Was we were having a philosophical debate about free will versus determinism and whether or not how people think when they're following faith and religion. And I used Divine as an example, and then we started sort of bouncing around, well, what if? And really, I guess philosophy would have involved it more than anything else. And then I guess horror movies, gore.
Barter Boy wants to know how much has working on Supernatural affected your story visualization for Divine?
It has made it insanely difficult because we're doing the day job, like we've been doing this at night, so it's really impacted us because I'm exhausted. Yeah, Red Bull, coffee, Red Bull. Supernatural, I mean, it's its own show. I guess I'm too brained, I got my Supernatural brain where I'm thinking as a visual effects supervisor and just thinking about how I'm going to create my part of the story of Divine or of Supernatural, but Divine is its own thing. They don't really cross over, other than the fact that I'll finish work at 8 or 9 on Supernatural and then go work till 8 or 9 on
We don't sleep.
we don't sleep.
Yeah.
Annalette says you all look really good for being so tired.
You little so-and-so.
Tara Keyser agrees with me that she really likes the character of Jin, and it's always great to see kick-ass female characters.
Awesome. Yeah, we Jin is near and dear to all our hearts, and Phone is apparently going out with Basti tonight, so
Well, he does have his new case.
he's not wearing it though. He got another one. He came home with a wood panel one, and it was really horrible. Then he came home the other day with an affliction one, all blinged out with sparkles, and like, no man, angel wings and stuff. I'm like, not a chance, Phone.
Is Phone here?
Can you see Phone? Yes, you can see Phone. Here is Phone.
That's brilliant.
Phone.
See, there's something wrong when
I
it's
know.
that.
I know. So.
Yes. Phone will be doing a panel at the next convention.
Convention, yeah.
Since the Motley Crue was,
sort of three big moments of we're going to do this. One was when Kirk and I were talking about it. We, I think it was you that said we should do it. Yeah, you said it wasn't me.
Are you gonna blame me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was you that said we should do it, and then I said, okay, let's do it. And then we both had this moment of pause where we're like, oh shit, we have to do this. Then the next one was Jason coming on board when he said he would help out because you start working with people and you know that you're going to be able to make something work. And then the last one was when I gave Misha the scripts to read because we were going to be going ahead with doing this, and he and I had gone out for pints a few times and lamenting the way the business works and this sort of thing. And we talked about scripts that are character pieces, and I gave him the scripts to see what his thoughts were. And I think I gave him the 6th episode to read. And then he goes, do you have any more? And I gave him the 4th and then the 1st, and I didn't even give them to him in order. And then he's, because I was hoping to get his input on what he thinks as an actor, is this sort of thing. And he goes, I'd be that guy. And we were kind of like, great!
We really gotta make
Now
this
we
thing.
really gotta make this thing, yeah.
It's funny too. I remember I was doing a fight scene with Misha.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
Supernatural.
That's right.
And we were doing this angel knight fight thing, and in between takes, we started talking about the script, and we were talking about the philosophic bent and divine and how we envisioned it and things. And the same thing, I could see Misha sort of tweaking with it, just getting interested with it. It's pretty amazing path.
And then as far as crew goes, you can speak to
we've been so blessed, to be honest. We have absolutely had the most amazing crew come out, and as everybody well knows, this was an entirely volunteer crew. These are people that literally have donated some months of their time. Some people, have taken actual vacation from their paid jobs to come out and help us. So we have so much love for our crew. I can't even begin to. We're so excited. You guys actually have seen this before them. They'll be watching the premieres tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're so enthusiastic to actually watch our show with our crew and just get their feedback as well.
Supernatural Lady Daisy says that she hasn't had a chance to watch it yet. But so she has no intelligent question to ask, but Ivan, she thinks she has a little crush on him.
Oh, you little so-and-so.
Bardic Boy says when she, watching Supernatural prompted this blog about a lot about faith, free will, and psychology, she's going to intensely sing Now Is Divine.
Great.
Cool.
I know, and Bardic Voice is a major member of the Supernatural fandom community. She writes extremely awesome, well thought out, intelligent blogs and reviews, and so they'll be really good.
Awesome.
Very in-depth.
Cool. Cool.
That's another thing too. I remember one of the high points so far for the show has been one night where you called me up.
Oh yeah,
And,
that's right. I know you're talking about.
You know, don't you?
Go.
And I've been phoned, and because of fan comments in the confessional where people were talking about philosophical, religious issues and sort of, the show hadn't even come out yet.
I know, yeah.
But just the basis of what we've done, fans were talking about fairly serious issues and sort of getting into it. And I remember you phoning up and saying, that's it, we did it. Remember we talked about stimulating some conversation? It was so cool.
Nothing else happens from here on out. We did the job.
Yeah, exactly. Kudos to you guys.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep.
No, we gotta
So, Charity says she's hoping Hayden's handling really well tonight.
Thank you.
Are you interested in taking vehicles to other cons, like perhaps Chicago Con?
And she said, hint.
We would go anywhere and do. Part of this is, all of this is about bringing something fun to the fans and giving people something that's entertaining to watch. And I know that Kirk and Jason and I are going to sit down for probably the next week and just read everything you guys are talking about and see what we should do better, differently, the rest of it. So we would definitely come wherever people would have us, as long as it can fit around the day job and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Adam at Creation, are you listening to this? Adam?
And going along with Supernatural Maisie Daisy didn't have any intelligent questions because she hadn't watched it yet. Secret Butterfly says she has seen it and has no intelligent questions because she's still processing it all.
Great.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Awesome. I don't have any intelligent questions because the phone's in my pocket and it's not giving me any.
With us watching it twice, just on the second viewing, catching all the little details. So, for anybody that only got one chance to watch it again tonight. It's such a different perspective.
Yeah,
Definitely recommend that.
I would highly recommend, when the HD version, if it's not quite working spectacularly, just on the Kickstarter program here, is at 7 p.m. tonight. The HD one, the high def one, will be uploaded. Allow it to download fully if you don't want to, kind of get that jittery component. On YouTube, so you don't even have to do that. But the HD version is absolutely amazing, and you'll see even more just subtle nuances in the filming, and you'll have even more questions, hopefully.
There's a lot of people wanting you to go to the Toronto convention.
Yes.
T-Dot.
That's October, I think.
Absolutely.
Right.
Tina wants to know, are you thinking of any more things that we as fans can do for you?
Oh, thinking of things that you guys can do for us?
How can you use us?
Well, getting the word out there. I mean, you guys are now in the position as the Kickstarter people. You've seen it, and nobody else has. So obviously, don't spoil it for anybody else tonight. But you guys want to get out there and tease and have some fun as people who helped put it on the screen. Then certainly get out there and do it. I mean, you're the #1 fans on the net. I mean, that's just how it is. Everything where we've gotten today has all come from you guys. So just keep converting the world.
And I learned a new word, apparently trending. Trending on a Sunday for Divine. Wouldn't that be an amazing thing? I'm just saying.
Hashtag Divine.
Get on that.
That's great.
They know. They know.
I was doing this iPhone. It doesn't come with these buttons.
Ask the phone about it.
A phone? Hello?
Marketplace says the music really helps to drive the emotion of it. In particular, the What a Price moment was really sold by the soundtrack. Talk about the composer.
Chris Nickel, he's as with all of the crew, it's just awesome to work. This is my directorial debut. I've been doing visual effects in film and TV for 15 years. I direct second units, and I've done that sort of thing. This is the first time where I've worn the director hat and been responsible for how it's going to look. And also, I've put up I'm financing my own home to continue to pay for this. So I put up a lot of risk, if you will. And having people like my partners in this, the Motley crew, the Gorticians are awesome. And I'm finding people that I love to work with. Chris is this amazingly talented guy. I mean, the second, it was the third episode. No, it was the first episode. It was episode 1. He actually, the one you guys just saw, it was a completely different score that he had done. And because I hadn't had a chance to talk to him prior to, he watched it, and he missed the emotion behind it. And the day before I was going in to give him my notes, I'm like, dude, I was terrified. I'm like, oh, I gotta tell this composer his music's all wrong. And I sent him an email and I said, we've missed a beat here. It's more about someone who's seeing this for the first time, and there's someone bleeding out on a table, as opposed to a more orchestrated kind of sort of thing. And in a day, he redid the whole thing. And when Kirk and I got there that night, he's so gracious and so humble and so talented. Like, he was doing it on the fly. Like, I'm like, I don't think this piece really works with what's going on. And he would write it, just play it on the keyboard, just play out the music. right before our eyes. And for me, being in this and working with people like that, well, I don't know if I have so much trust and faith in what he does now. I don't know if I could ever work with another composer. He is unreal. I mean, you were,
Yeah.
you know,
And the beauty is, I mean, as you'll see in upcoming episodes too, he just totally gets it.
yeah,
You know, it's my first exposure to the musical side of things as well. And just to see the way Chris would take the visual scenes that we did
yeah,
and just enrich them beyond belief. And I mean, it's just beautiful music too. I mean,
know.
it's funny, before we came up here, I had a piece of his music that I was just listening to just to sort of get my head around it. It's gorgeous. I mean, he writes stuff.
Phone's asking me who I think I am right now. Yeah, the thing with Chris is that, well, with a lot of people, I mean, with Miguel Nunes, who was our sound designer over at Postmodern, with a lot of our cast, crew, and all the way through it, this is our first time, and sort of the fear that I had going into this was, we're going into this with like a composer like Chris, and you're going, wow, I'm going to be telling this guy what to do. I'm not a musician. And he took it with such grace, and he really, you know, all the way through, people have just sort of been supportive and trying to help us tell a story, and it really has been a humbling experience to work and be able to do my first try at the directing thing with such talented people who are supportive of the fact that we're muddling through. I'm a visual effects monkey. He likes to beat people up, and Jason's a director in his own right. He's done a couple of shorts and independents of his own, and you know, people are really supportive, and the Motley crew are the best out there.
Clarity says Caesar Divine was obviously in a fierce battle with something. Is there a big bad on Divine? There,
you shall see. Tune in next week, and you'll.
Marty Boy says she's definitely gonna tell folks to start wearing headphones because she wants to be able to catch. She really thinks it's important to catch everything that's being said.
She doesn't think computer speakers will do
Do it
justice.
Yeah, it's true. But all you gamers out there, that 5.1 sound will help you out.
I'm wondering, do you have anything else in the works for Maple Grove Productions?
Yeah, well, we're working on 5 projects. Now that we've finished Divine and it's out, we're going to put together our complete package that we'll be shopping around. Because as we've said, Divine is our proof of concept. And it's going to be what we're hoping to sell Maple Blood as a creation content company. Right now, if somebody were to sign on with us, this time next year, they would have 5 complete shows with a full season's worth of entertainment, and they'd be the only web company. They would be the internet web. As far as webisodes and web entertainment goes, there'd be no one else. They'd be the only game in town. They could do what everybody else is doing and continue to go around and try to buy up little bits like Maple, like Divine, and Reese and Vitala and Standard Action and some of the other Vancouver-based web series that are on the go. But if they got on board, we'd be able to give them a lot, and they could continue doing what the standard practice is. So
That kind of plays into what Zelius35 said. How did you get started in wanting to make a series on the internet? Rather than the normal,
Rather than pitch it to a television.
well, for me, I've been working in film for 15 years as a visual effects supervisor, and this was just a way to do our own thing and let people see it. It's sort of the way to step around what's going on and be able to show someone what we can do, rather than try to convince people that we're capable of doing it. We can say, look what we can do, rather than, hey, I got a great idea. That was my designs for it.
Myself, I did the stunt coordinating physics, so I did all of the fight scenes and action and stuff like that, and actually got to perform in it as well. And that was kind of my first exposure. Normally, I do other film endeavors, and that was my first exposure to a web series. And it was kind of an eye-opener where it's that achievable venue to tell stories.
And I think just sort of in the traditional Hollywood format, there's a lot of wonderful, fantastic ideas that never see the light of day. You see a lot of people that work tremendously hard, do pilots, they get sent down, and for a whole host of reasons, they're never ever shown. Audiences never see them. And I guess for us, this is one way to ensure that would never happen, is by controlling it ourselves and maintaining that creativity and the distribution system sort of on our own. We are able to basically maintain that creative level and put online what we want to see.
And then from the story of Divine, the reason for doing it on the web is, I had these crazy ideas like non-linear storytelling. It would only work on the internet because once it's up and once you get to the end of the season, you have all these, you finally fully understand this storyline, then you can go back and watch them all again. And if you couldn't do that, if it was the, it's Thursday night at 9 o'clock, you watch the show, if you miss it, then you're not going to be able to get it. And the next evolution of storytelling is online, and we just really wanted to be part of it.
Staying off of that, Kirk was saying, if you had an offer to produce Divine as a traditional television show, rather than being web-based, would you take it? Or do you feel like it would suffer?
It would, it all depends. It's not, right now we're open to anything. We're not saying no to anything on the table, if seeing how there's nothing on the table. If something comes along, we're going to consider every option and every opportunity. My personal dream is to continue to make entertainment on the net, continue to be close to the fans, and to continue to make something that, it challenges you. We're not just giving you something, we're not trying to make it content that you come home at the end of your night after a long day at work and you put something on to tune out and shut off after the end of the day. We're trying to make something that is entertaining and challenging and worthy of your fandom. And not that can't happen on television, and certainly it does. There's some great shows out there. It's just fun to give you guys something that you can take with you on the go, and I don't know. We would consider everything. I think that just because I've been thinking about the prequel so much lately, I think that would lend itself better to a television format where you could tell the background story in sort of more of an epic period piece show. But we're considering everything. He's a shameless prostitute.
In case he hasn't mentioned
In case
it
I haven't
already.
mentioned it already, it's right here.
Well, and
Yeah.
shameless prostitute. Wait for it. And I think one of the things that the feedback that we've got from the fan base specifically, and we're learning as we go too, is not to do things like geo-blocking. And for me personally, one of the most amazing things that we've seen even this morning is just we couldn't help but just kind of take a quick glance at Twitter and okay, what are people thinking? And there's languages on there that I don't know. So it's just like, and I'm dying to hit the translate button and just see what are the people in Japan that are watching thinking, in Germany, in Italy, in Brazil. It's for me, it's quite fascinating that we can have a worldwide audience right out the gate with something like this, and that we've gotten so many messages over the past few months where is this only going to be shown in the United States? I really, really love the concept of your show, and I'm in Germany, can I watch? And it's such a rewarding process for us to be able to go back and provide that feedback and say anywhere in the world you are, if you have an internet connection, you can watch our show, and for free.
It would be very un-Canadian for us not to do that.
Good point.
It would be,
Good point.
yeah.
Are y'all familiar with Dr. Who's Dr. Marvelous and all that?
Absolutely.
So did that have any impact on your marketing design and web staging?
No. Not really.
That's a good answer.
Everything about that is much more polished. It's Joss Whedon. It's all the actors involved in it. It's names. It's polished. It's when someone like that would be sort of like if I was George Lucas and I got on the phone and I said, hey, I want to make a web series, and you can call up your friends and get it done. For us, it was we had to pull every favor we could to get it filmed, to get the cast, to get the crew, to get the gear, to get the equipment, and my sort of marketing strategy has been to involve you from the beginning, to let you help shape the evolution of the story and the tale, and to help brand the product. Divine the Series is very much about the Divinites and the divination. I mean, it really is. You can't have the show without you. Like, you guys are as part of the brand as everything else, and that was really where I wanted to go with it. Was in the crazy schemes that I have in my head when I'm sitting down in front of the corporate companies to try and make the sale, being able to say, look at the people that you're talking about. Look at how active they are. Look at how vocal they are. And part of the internet is it doesn't matter what project you make, there will be a group of people who are very active and vocal about it. If it is basket weaving, if we made a entertaining show about basket weaving, there would be a divination for that show because there's people who have the hobby of basket weaving. So our branding has been trying to show that the world are not consumers, they're customers. You guys aren't just cattle that eat things. You are people who are intelligent, you're plugged in, you're thinking, you want intelligent and creative entertainment, you want intelligent and creative distraction, and you will get involved and get behind something that doesn't talk down to you. So that's really been our marketing, is just trying to create a fan base before you have a product, and it's a bit of a risk to do that. If we got you all involved to the level that we had, and you didn't like the episode today, you'd be pretty pissed off at us, and the show and Maple Blood and everything else would be on the hook. That's why you don't see big budget feature films doing these things on the front end. They make it, get it done, then they start to build, by teasers and trailers and that sort of thing, try to build attention around it that way. We try to do it the other way around, build a fan base and give them a product that they're happy with. So we took the risk, and we're really, really happy that you liked it. It's rolling the dice everywhere we look, just taking the chances.
And they want to know, how did Misha get involved?
Well, like I said, I gave him some scripts. We've been out imbibing, I guess we'll say. Alcohol involved. I'm a Scottish, Irish, Native American Canadian.
He's a drinker.
Yes, thank you. Yes. But we were out drinking, and we were just talking about scripts and the business and what it's like to act. And I sort of talked to him that I was going to be doing a web series, and had all these crazy ideas about, getting the fans involved at the start, and was just a little bit nervous because although in my dreams being a author is what I really like to do, you never know if you're a good writer, or if it's a good script for an actor. Like, when you read it, great, but is it actually something that an actor would want to act in? And I gave him a script, and I didn't give him to him in order. I just gave him one later on. He goes, I'd like to read one someday. So I went and I took him one, and then after he read it, he says, do you have any more? And I gave him another one, and I gave him another one, and I gave him another one, and then he said, I'd like to be that guy.
That's a good look.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it feel like. Yeah.
So he came on board, and we talked about it. Like what level do you want to get into it? I mean, it's something that we're really taking risks by risks in if the show isn't good, you pissed off the fans, and when it comes down to it, the only person who would have something to lose in that aspect would be Misha's, because he's an established actor. If I'm the visual effects supervisor and I make a movie, put it online and nobody likes it, doesn't hurt my visual effects career that much, and same thing with stunts and the rest of it. But as an actor and someone who has such a fan base, it's something that we've discussed a lot what his involvement would be, and he helped us create the story and design and that sort of thing, and helped us produce, and obviously he's done some tweeting to his minions and helped us do some promotion, and it's just been so cool having him involved. Gave us the leg up that we needed, but as I said earlier, it was the thing that really made it difficult for us, where we were like, wow, this has to be really good. I gotta go refinance my home.
Yeah, it set the bar high.
Yeah, it did.
Really did.
Yeah.
Got about 2 more minutes on this. There's one really good question left. Craig wants to know, is it right time to focus on the relatively brief segment of
Their episodes are small.
Yes, it's interesting. It's difficult, but it makes it somewhat easier, because you're leaving it up to the audience. A picture says 1,000 words, but not necessarily 1,000 that you want. So all we have to do is punctuate the story to guide you and let you come up with the in-between, which makes it a lot of fun. And it is definitely challenging. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I called up Kirk where we would have a problem with, how are we gonna, we can't really, that's a little too wordy, that's a little too on the nose, how are we gonna do that? And I call up Kirk, I'm like, I got it! I know what we're gonna do!
Yeah, we had moments
Like,
where we had
click, feel them. And he's like, and every time he's like, yes. Okay.
I think that's probably our last question.
All right.
Here.
Well, thank you all very much, everybody.
seriously.
Check it out again online tonight, divinetheseries.com. It will be there, and it will stay there as long as we have control. We thank you so much for your support in Kickstarter and in the divination. We really do love you all, and continue to tell us what you think and convert the world. Woo! Woo!
Thanks, everybody.